Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for Northern Ag TV. I'm Coulter Brown. Well, President Trump has announced his intention to impose a 25% tariff on goods from both Canada and Mexico beginning February 1st. We knew that trade and the use of tariffs were going to feature prominently in this administration, and President Trump directed federal agencies to investigate persistent U.S. trade deficits with many relationships, as well as investigating unfair trade practices and alleged currency manipulation by other countries. The president did hold off on imposing day one tariffs on China, instead ordering his administration to investigate whether Beijing had lived up to the Phase 1 trade deal from his first term. Now, in response to the president's announcement, Canadian officials said they would be ready to retaliate against any potential U.S. tariffs. Well, despite the fact that nearly every class of cattle has notched a new record high over the last year, we may still have not have seen the highest level these prices are going to get to in this cycle. Now, that's due in part to the strong beef demand that we continue to see, but also the fact that the U.S. cattle supply continues to contract. We're going to get a lot more information here over the next few days about whether this cow herd is still in fact shrinking. The cold storage and cattle on feed report are coming out this week yet. And Barrett Nelson, economist with the American Farm Bureau, says all eyes will be on the cattle inventory report coming out on January 31st.
We're anticipating some decrease in the overall cattle inventory. Overall, if we look at the industry expectations and what some of the analysts are throwing out there, they're expecting even placements from last year, or even 101% of last year. And I find this a little bit surprising. Even if we look at a 1 to 2% decline, that still brings us down to that 86.5 million mark. And that's still the fewest cattle we've had in 73 years.
Well, after an extended hearing, multiple proposed amendments, and quite a bit of discussion from legislators, the Montana House Ag Committee approved the bill to establish the Montana Cattle Committee with a due-pass recommendation. We did see a few slight amendments that were suggested by Montana's cattle industry. The Montana Cattle Committee is an industry-led idea to create a $1 per head assessment to be used to promote Montana beef and cattle, fund research, and protect the future of the industry. The bill passed the House Ag Committee on a 10-7 margin. And the Montana Soil Health Symposium returns to Billings next month. February 4th through the 6th, the symposium will be at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center, hearing from a lot of producers and just different folks who have tried to improve their soil health. Marnie Thompson is the lead organizer for the event, and I asked her who the Soil Health Symposium is really designed for.
So what we try to do every year is we try to even up the speakers that are talking about ranching, and then speakers that are talking about cropland. And then sometimes we even have a little bit of community ag or urban ag. So it really is for everybody, anybody who's interested in improving their soil, decreasing inputs, and becoming more profitable.
Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll be back for the markets right after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Talking with someone that you know is stressed out, those are difficult things to approach, but if you're good friends with those people, reach out and say, I'm here to talk to you. We can find somewhere to get some assistance. It's hard to get involved, but at the same time, you want to just say, hey, there is help available.
For more tips in dealing with stress in agriculture or for free counseling for egg producers, visit beyondtheweather.com.
Thanks for coming back for our markets. You know, a shattering sound was heard from the cattle futures on Wednesday as both live and feeder cattle launched through the price ceiling that we'd seen over this market for some time, and we saw new contract highs across the board. Honestly, I've lost count how many times we've set new highs just here in 2025 alone. You know, as we think about this market, feeders did see firm losses the day prior, but buyers came running back, undeterred by box beef prices flattening out, and traders didn't feel a need to wait for the cash market to establish itself or to have the cattle on feed report come out. That report is expected to see inventory down just slightly from last year. Placements, though, are expected 1 to 2% higher. As we look at our local auction markets, gotta talk about the sale at Lewistown Livestock, where Bo and Todd Smith offered a load of AI-bred Black Baldy heifers calving in late February, and they brought 38 1/4. All in at the sale, bred heifers averaged 32.28, young and mid-age cows ranging 25.50 to 2900, solid mouth cows 2200 to 25.50. The first test of the lamb market at Pays this year saw prices generally $10 to $20 better. Most of the lambs going straight to slaughter with 60 pounders $250 to $270, 70-pound lambs from $240 to $255, 80 pounders $210 to $230. And of course, Tuesday saw the biggest gains in the grain market in months, with contracts up more than 20 cents. A softer dollar, managed money short covering, and concerns of winter kill both in the U.S. and Russia sent the market higher. Now, we did see soybeans back off the big gains Wednesday, but wheat did trade largely steady. Nice to see spring wheat back over $6, winter wheat near $5.75. That's as high as that market's been in over a month. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Colter Brown, Northern Ag Network.